So we're back to work on the cargo trailer conversion, and right now I got a problem with these rims. Y'all know my problem with them, they ugly. We're gonna change that today. We went and got some Rust-Oleum rattle cans from Walmart. Had a Walmart haul earlier. I got some cleaning brushes. I kind of just needed those. And I want to try this little cup wheel for the drill. Had this. I'm going to use that to scrape off all the old rust and paint. A lot of other tools out here to get these wheels off. We got it set up so that I can put them up here and get them prepped up, and then we'll paint them. That's what we're doing today. So the first thing I noticed was just how dirty the backside was. I'm guessing it's brake dust. These drums are nasty too. Ooh, tight spot. Oh man, do I need to replace these brakes? Ooh, it's like it gets to a real tight spot. I don't know if that's normal. Don't know a lot about trailers. It's my first trailer I've ever owned. All right. So these are hyper rusted, these old drums, and they're locking up. I'm thinking, because I've been getting about 10 miles per gallon or less pulling this trailer, and I mean, if this is causing that much resistance right here, I assume that does something to it. I mean, like, these are nasty. I'm thinking about just taking them off and replacing them with new, but I gotta figure that out right now. Okay, go up a little bit. I'm gonna take the wheels off this other side and see how bad the hubs are over here. Cool, so that's back in place. Switch that out of there. That's down. I can just stay right there for now. I wanted to show you guys. So this trailer was built the year I graduated high school. Y'all want to take a guess what year that was? These hubs, this one is spinning more freely than I think all the others. But it is so corroded. The rust is insane. So I don't like that. The electric lines look good. I don't know how electric brakes work, but I guess I have to find out now. This one actually goes pretty freely too. Let's see this other side. that might be working against my old MPG. Oh, oh, come on. So I gotta figure out how these brakes work. I noticed on the back there's 4 nuts holding them on, 4 bolts. So I'm the type of guy that just like to undo those bolts, take this whole thing off, throw it in the garbage, get a whole new one, plug it in, bolt it in. But we're gonna see what we got to do to fix this. I just looked it up. They're $400 for a set, so that'd be $800 plus tax. So I'm gonna see what I got to do. So I'm back from the store. It's about 6 o'clock. Been working on this all day. Feel like I've gotten nowhere, but I know that's not right. Is that 5/8 back there? 11/16. Get this screwed on right. It was not. These panels are, I can see inside my trailer almost right here. I want to get that reinforced with a few more screws. Probably get this washed off, grind some of this down, and then I'll paint, do a little cleanup, and then the new hubs, put those on. Hopefully those go on well, and I can use this same wiring. That's what I'm doing. These are breaking loose fairly easy. I just sprayed them with WD-40 a few minutes ago. So I'm just gonna do this the old fashioned way with this closed in wrench. Maybe opened in now. Okay, shop towels. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to take this off to unwire it on the inside before I can take the hub off. Okay, keeper. Had plenty of grease in here. Yeah, the trailer brake on this pad was totally worn down. Doesn't seem good. All right. There was a grommet holding it in. So if I want to retain that wire, I'll have to take each of these apart. Brake pad. So I got this Ingersoll Rand tool. It's a 5-inch random orbital sander. I got that for Christmas. And I got some stick-on sanding discs. Hopefully these work for that. I just picked those up at Ace, and also picked up some of this Osfo. I've used this before for this walk-in cooler. This is like a milk truck from, I don't know, the 70s, and it was very rusted, and we used this stuff on it, and it really helped before we painted. So I use that, gonna use that again. It's day 2 on this project, which I didn't even know I was gonna get into the brakes yesterday. I'm gonna try to get all this kind of sanded down, see what I can do on it, wire brush, and then I'll brush on the OSFO. And out here, I'm gonna take that off, and I'm gonna try to get that just like perfectly sanded, polished, and painted. I'll probably paint the chain as well, hit it with the OSFO. I might even paint my my stand there just for good measure. I just want to look nice. I want it to look nice. It looks kind of junky right now. That's what we're working on. Which meal?
Breakfast.
Breakfast is ready. So I have gotten this all cleaned up, wire brushed, sanded areas I could sand, and then I actually power washed it, and it's dry again. It's very hot today. It's about 100 degrees. And I'm about to use this OSPO. It's a rust inhibitor. It stops rust, prepares rusted surfaces for painting. And I'm about to just brush that on. That's the next step. Then I'll let that dry. Then I'll probably paint maybe this evening, but probably tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, first thing. But that's what I'm doing next. When applied to rusted surfaces, OSPO causes iron oxide rust to chemically change into iron phosphate, an inert hard substance that turns metal black. OSPO where rust is exceedingly heavy, 2 coats of OSPO may be necessary to thoroughly penetrate and blacken the surface to be painted. A dry, powdery, grayish white surface usually develops when cured. Brush off any loose powder and wipe down with a solvent-based surface cleaner before painting. Aha! I hadn't read that before. Hugo's just getting over a cold. So are Mommy, Gwyneth, and Otis. But not me. Got lucky this time. Turned it a lot darker. Some areas still aren't dried yet. So I think it's only been about 4 or 5 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it till tomorrow morning to paint. And I'll probably wipe it down with paint thinner or mineral spirits. I've got all kinds of thinners, so it shouldn't be an issue. I just have a little bit of a bottle of this Meguiar hot rims, wheels and tire cleaner. It says to spray it on and then let it set for no longer than 30 seconds. Clean it off. So this is how the metal looks after about 18 hours after the asphalt. It's time to wipe everything down with the paint thinner, start taping off this area. Tape this off, tape everything around there so I can kind of freely paint this. And same for the tongue. Same for the tongue. The same thing for these rims. These rims are ready to paint as well. I really don't know how I'll probably end up doing a cutout out of cardboard and using it as a paint shield that matches the radius on this rim. That way I don't have to go and get note cards. I've seen people do like note cards. They just put a bunch of them in, pressure fit between the rim. But we DIY Ifrin over here. So I got a primer coat and 2 top coats. Went with just the basic Rust-Oleum ink black with the gloss. And I think it coated well. It is over 90 degrees. It says to apply it between 50 and 90. It's probably 100 degrees right now. It's very close to that. And it's humid. So it was tacking. It was still tacking when I sprayed the second coat, but I think that's what you're supposed to do. I am not a painter. But not a lot of things But I am rebuilding this cargo trailer, and it's starting to look pretty good. I got that painted, 2 coats, coat of primer, 2 coats of the ink black, as well as the tongue. And yeah, it came out pretty good. I'm excited for it. So the next step is to put the hubs back on, the brake hubs, get those all connected up, and then I'll put the wheels back on and test it out. So I think my AC is gonna go right here. Things out. I'm gonna take off this masking and see if I can get the hubs back on. I wanted to show the wheels. I feel like they came out great. This is the actual side you see. Compared to how rusted out some of them were before, this is major improvement. So this right here was the entry point where there was a fitting on it that's where it entered the old brake drum, and it sat just like this. And so I'm just gonna cut off this crimp because I don't trust electric to flow through that correctly. And there's plenty enough wire right here. And on the back side of these, there's a little bit of wire, so I'll just use my Hystronic. And this kit has been awesome. I bought this kit whenever I started working on this trailer, and it's been two thumbs way up for me. You basically crimp it down really tight and then heat shrink. The heat shrink just like sucks it up, and I haven't had any faulty connections, and I've tried really hard. Where the old school one that had like just the brittle plastic on it, you crimp down, and a lot of times you can just tug that connection right out. Those are trash compared to these new ones. That's what I'm gonna do. Get this put back together, then I'll start doing the bearings and the hub and all that. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna throw it back together like it was, and with the new brake hubs. the old style of nut and washer and keeper was different. It has this this little key sawed off right here, and this clip slides into there and it prevents it from turning. But the new setup that I bought has one of these nuts with one of these clips, which I don't even really understand. I put it in there like this, but I think it was just like, I don't know how to put that together, but it wouldn't work on this system because his axle was slotted right here. So I'm having to go back with the old nut, the old keeper, and the old washer. So, not for nothing. All right, I got the hubs on. I just ended up using one of the flat washers that I had on the other side for one of these, because honestly I think the washer didn't make any difference. I got the hubs on. I just pounded these in place. I got this red and tacky grease. It's supposed to be really good for bearings. And I just bought a grease gun as well, because I have a nice DeWalt grease gun, but it's like full of tractor grease right now, and I didn't want to like have to take that out just to ruin a whole thing of grease. So I got this little setup for the trailer. And I saw online some people, I guess, don't even put grease in there. They just like put grease in the bearings and that's it. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put a little bit more just to side of caution. I'll probably throw the wheels back on and just drive it around, see how it drives. That seems like a lot. I think I should have put some tape on this too before I threaded it on. But, man, that seems like a lot. Should I keep going? I know I packed the bearings well, so that's definitely a lot of grease. Let's see how this little fitting goes back on. Or goes on the first time. Oh, really easy. Pops right on. Let's do this other one. Huh. I don't know. Feel pretty good about it. Oh yeah. New lug nut. Huh. Wow, just barely high enough. Whoa, too fast. Oh. Okay. You can see my the socket. Man, the socket is kind of wrecking the rim right there. It's crazy. I hope this is more durable than that. Doesn't seem like it's going to be very durable, just if that's just going to knock the paint off right there. But tried my best. Let's get this other one on. So we bought this cargo trailer in July of 2023, and that month I converted it from a cargo trailer to a cargo camper conversion. By August, we took a road trip all the way up to Montana and had a great time. This year we're going to add AC, new bunk beds, and make it all around more functional. Y'all stick around for this build.